The Masked Singer, What Chrisley Was Afghan Hound. Tonight on a new episode of The Masked Singer, people quickly figured out that it was a Chrisley under the mask of the Afghan Hound. So who was it, and what did they have to say? It was the Wizard of Oz night, and they loved the Cowardly Lion telling themselves to be brave every day. Hints about the Chrisley under the mask. Hints came out saying that their family had their dreams come true. They even showed a remote control showing that they might be from a television show. Rita Ora guessed reality TV. They then shared that the family was together until recently. Todd and Julie Chrisley are both in prison at this time. This made fans think that it was either Savannah or Lindsay Chrisley behind the mask. Who was behind the mask? Savannah Chrisley was unmasked as the Afghan Hound. If you know her voice at all, it was very easy to tell who it was singing as she performed in the jungle. This isn't the first show she has done. Savannah was also on the show Special Forces, World's Toughest Test, where she went home pretty early on. The judges had to guess who it was, and Dr. Ken said it was all about having a good time, which she did. They got clues to guess who it was, and one of them was the Cowardly Lion's badge of courage. She shared that she was on television with the characters of her family, and that this takes courage to do. Rita Ora thought it was one of the Stallone daughters. She picked out one of the girls from that show. Dr. Ken thought it was Olivia Jade. He thought it might have been about her mom, Lori Loughlin. Jenny McCarthy guessed Brooke Hogan. Then it was time for her to be unmasked at the end of the show. They each got to vote who they thought it was, and nobody got it right. It turns out that it was Savannah Chrisley of Chrisley, knows best behind the mask. Singing is probably not her next career move after this performance. Savannah will be coming back to reality television soon, though. The dazzling lights of The Masked Singer set glimmered like a constellation of secrets as the audience buzzed with speculation. For weeks, viewers had been captivated by the mysterious Afghan Hound. Draped in a costume of silky, cascading fox fur that mirrored the breed's flowing coat, the performer carried themselves with an elegance that turned heads and raised eyebrows. From the moment the Afghan Hound stepped on stage, their presence was magnetic. Their powerful renditions of hits like Chandelier by Sia and Someone Like You by Adele had the judges scratching their heads. Nickel Scherzinger gushed over the vocal control, while Ken Jeong predictably veered off course with his wild guesses. Yet one clue package in particular left fans reeling. A gold microphone engraved with the words "Golden Boy," a nod that sent the internet into a frenzy of speculation about the performer's true identity. And then came the bombshell clue. Midway through the season, the Afghan Hound revealed a portrait of a sprawling mansion, captioned, "I built my house, but who's counting?" It was subtle, yet instantly recognizable to die-hard pop culture detectives. The ornate design was unmistakably reminiscent of the Chrisley family estate. Yes, those Chrisleys. The clue trail, tying the Hound to the Chrisleys. By this point, the guessing game had reached fever pitch. The Chrisleys, the infamous reality TV family from Chrisley Knows Best, were no strangers to drama or spectacle. Todd Chrisley, the flamboyant patriarch with a penchant for perfection, seemed like the obvious choice for the Afghan Hound. After all, his southern drawl and flair for performance were well documented on their show. Yet another faction of fans latched onto Savannah Chrisley, Todd's fiercely independent daughter. Her clue package seemed to align with her own experiences. A nod to stepping out of the shadows and finding her voice in the wake of family turmoil. Savannah had been making headlines for her advocacy work and entrepreneurial ventures, proving she had the star power to pull off such a feat. But then there was Chase, the Chrisley family's resident prankster. Could the Afghan Hound's wit and humor be his way of disguising his often underestimated talent? As each episode aired, the clues continued to stoke the flames of speculation. Behind the mask, a star is unleashed. Finally, it was time for the Afghan Hound's unmasking. The stage was set with the dramatic tension only the masked singer could deliver. Host Nick Cannon, dressed in a suit as dazzling as the show itself, prolonged the moment just enough to leave the audience on the edge of their seats. The panelists shouted their final guesses. Todd, Savannah, and Chase all got mentions before the time came for the reveal. The costume head came off, revealing none other than Todd Chrisley. The audience erupted in cheers and gasps. The flamboyant reality star turned around with his signature megawatt grin, soaking in the applause like a true showman. Todd laughed, playfully wagging the Afghan Hound head like a trophy as he exclaimed, "Surprise, surprise. Y'all didn't know I could sing, did you?" Todd's emotional reveal. As the cheers settled, Todd took the microphone and addressed the crowd. "You know, when I signed up for this, I thought I'd be found out right away," he admitted, still slightly out of breath from his performance of Uptown Funk. "But hiding behind this mask gave me the freedom to be something more than what people expect. I'm not just a guy with opinions and one-liners, I'm a performer." The judges gushed over his vocal abilities, with Robin Thicke admitting he was stunned by Todd's range. "Honestly, Todd," Robin said, "I would have never guessed it was you. You've got some serious pipes." Nicole added, "I'm so impressed by how vulnerable you let yourself be. This was a side of you no one expected to see, and you crushed it." Ken, of course, took credit for always knowing it was Todd, despite having guessed everyone from Gordon Ramsay to Harry Styles earlier in the season. The Chrisley comeback. Todd's unmasking sparked immediate buzz online. Fans of Chrisley knows best took to Twitter to express their surprise and delight, with hashtags like #ChrsleyHound and #MaskItChrisley trending for days. But it wasn't just the fans who were talking. Industry insiders speculated whether Todd's time on The Masked Singer might signal a larger comeback for the Chrisley family, who had been laying low after their legal troubles. In a post-show interview, Todd hinted at the possibility. "This experience reminded me how much I love to entertain," he said, his trademark charm on full display. "I'm not saying I'll be dropping an album anytime soon, but who knows? Stranger things have happened." Savannah and Chase also chimed in, posting supportive messages on social media. "Proud of my dad for stepping out of his comfort zone," Savannah wrote on Instagram. "The Afghan Hound was legendary." Chase, meanwhile, posted a clip of Todd's unmasking with the caption, "Told y'all he had a big bark." Closing the curtain. As the season of The Masked Singer wrapped up, the Afghan Hound went down as one of the show's most memorable contestants. Todd Chrisley's unexpected vocal prowess and showmanship reminded audiences why they fell in love with the Chrisley family in the first place. They were unfiltered, unapologetic, and, above all, entertaining. Whether this marked the beginning of a new chapter for Todd or just a delightful detour, one thing was certain. The Afghan Hound had cemented its place in the Masked Singer history. And for Todd Chrisley, the experience wasn't just about belting out high notes. It was about reclaiming the spotlight and showing the world that even reality stars can surprise you. Just wait, Todd quipped in his final interview, a mischievous twinkle in his eye. "Next time, I might come back as a poodle."